Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Clearly, it's Palia time. I honestly should think about doing my other game, but that might be like next month before I get there. Anyway, back to this. I would like to talk about how crazy it is that Elderwood has dropped in, and all of a sudden I've forgotten about some of the things that I need to go do in order to sustain, just normal playing in the game. And some things you might overlook because it's common or whatever, or it's used in recipes. But for me, bug catching is a big deal, and also slow down arrows. So anyway, we'll get into the game and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so when you're, playing, right? You want to be able to have slowdown arrows, which take briar daisies, and you want to have smoke bombs, which include those sun drop lilies. And then here's your sticky smoke bombs, which are my favorite, but they include sweet leaf. So the only way that I can keep doing those things is if I have sundrop, I've got sweet leaf, and I've got briar daisies. Well, then it's like now you're kind of forced. Like you might not have been forced a moment ago, but now you're definitely forced to go into those other parts of the game again because they've 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 weaved it together really nicely. Like in order to do all the fun things in Elderwood, you have to go to those other spots in order to get all of your materials to play. Now, one of the other fun things in, if I'm able to find any, maybe if we go, not just here, let's go over to Leafhopper Hill, see if there's anything over there. But one of the other things that I have enjoyed is that not just, roaming around the old maps again, but that they've actually done a couple changes. And it's nothing like crazy, I guess, but it was just really fun and interesting to find that all of a sudden, let's see. Yeah, it's just like fun that all of a sudden there is something a little different and cat's knocking stuff over. It's actually pretty profitable. Let's see. I feel like maybe around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So this is silver. So now we have silver notes. They come in the small, the medium, and the large as well. So this one just happened to be a large. See, we've got 6 silver ore coming from that. So, yeah, I personally, I'm going to enjoy mining a little bit more now that it is quite profitable now. But, yeah, so that's the Sundrop Lilies. Clearly, you just roam around here and you collect a bunch. Like, I think, I mean, even on these, like, kind of hilltoppy things, there's more. But yeah, you're gonna need those in order to make some things you're gonna need. And just, I guess, as a little reminder, we need to also, oh, it's that way. We also need to go to the bay. So in the bay, that's where we're gonna find the sweet leaf, and that's where we're going to find the briar daisies. So when we get there, let's see. I have a couple places that I like. Trying to debate which one to bring you to first. So I feel like Wolf Hill has a couple good ones. And then that spot that they drop you in at is also a pretty decent spot. Why is it taking so long? Oh, I also enjoyed that as you it updates this stuff. Alright, so one of the places to always look whenever it drops you in on the map right there is just this cliffside, and you can already see one. Yeah. Well, three actually. So it's like, if you know where to look, maybe you can find a couple pretty off the bat, but there's three there. Generally, sweet leaf you can find just almost anywhere. See, just kind of peering over. This is still iron, by the way. This one, iron. Um, I'm actually not seeing any sweet leaf, but I feel like I should. Alright, well let's, oh, okay, well how did it know? But yeah, I want to go to Hideaway Bluffs. That's another one of my favorite spots to go drop in at. Yeah, let's see if we can find anything fun here. All right, so we're looking for sweet leaf and possibly more briar daisies, but let's see. Also, oh my gosh, here we go. This is gold, which comes in handy whenever you want to make some lures. So actually, there's a couple other benefits of coming over here, and that's another thing of gold right there. And another sundrop lily, so actually from the bay, I guess you can get quite a bit. Big gold node, actually. Let's see how much gold we get from one of these. 9 gold, so you can make one and almost a second one of those. Let's see. I haven't found any sweet leaf, but that should appear here really soon. But as far as, yeah, sundrop lilies, I can see 2 right away over here. There's probably quite a few more. I feel like Sweetleaf is on the north side of the map, so we'll go find some Sweetleaf. And even then, just this quick little jaunt. I want to sneeze. Ooh, sorry guys. I had the door open, it's kind of cold, but I have been, I would say, having slight allergic reactions to some of the trees. They only bloom for like a little bit, so it's a little tough for like 2 weeks, and then it goes back to being fine. All right, let's go Coral Shores. That should take us to the top right of the map. And if we head this way, I feel like this top sweep is generally quite a few sweet leaves. And it's like even then, just revisiting these few spots, also looking out for some of the mining, right? Hey, there's some flowwood right there, but honestly, I've got my fill of flowwood. Which is not a bad thing, but I understand. You know, this map is kind of filled with it, but okay, so it seems like with Sundrop Lilies, it's the south part of the map. North part of the map is the Sweet Leaf, but it seems as if it's like long walks. Oh, like a long walk between these things. I don't know what those blank messages are, if I'm honest. Here we go, another one. Well, I feel like you're getting the picture. That you can't neglect running around the bay or Kilima to get some of your necessary ingredients, I guess, for some of the things you need to make in order to enjoy Elderwoods. So, oh, I didn't even get more. I was going to show you my other. Okay, so Wolf Hill. I'll take you over to Wolf Hill and we'll see some briar daisies. I always call it Wolf Hill only because it's a great hunting spot for wolves because it's kind of capped everywhere, so they can't really run too far from you. Right, there's this 1 foot entrance, and then the rest of it is just all up here. So it's like, yeah, it's a little bit tough running around up here, but they're kind of locked in. Kind of just stuck in here. Oh. I hate whenever, I guess, streamers are just playing on no food. It's like, come on. Why? But anyway, yeah, back here on this corner of Wolf Hill, which is this entire, like, this entire hill area right here. There's generally 2 to 3, sometimes even more. See, here's the third one. It's up here. Of briar daisies. There we go. So, okay, so in this little jog around where I've shown you where things are, I collected about 10 of these, 6 of these, 15 gold, 12 silver, oh, and 6 briar daisies. So I was like, I feel like there's something else. Well, that'll make, you know, about 100, 120 of those kind of things that I need. I mean, with the sun drop being the easiest to get, and what did I get? Like twice as many of those, almost. Well, 10 versus 6, so it's not really twice. Anyway, I have definitely enjoyed how they've been bringing the Kilima and Bahari and linking it into Elderwoods. Like you cannot neglect those other two and still play around in the Elderwood. You're gonna have to be going everywhere throughout this uh, entire world in order to be cohesively, I guess, doing a great job at the Elderwood. And from what I understand, um, they're just continuing to make the game a little more expansive. I'm not really sure what all is going to be happening with these animals that we're going to be taking care of and such, but what is it like milk and butter and wool or fabric? I don't know exactly how they're going to be weaving that together, but I'm excited to see where they're going. I personally haven't checked out this roadmap yet or have checked out to see if they've actually released it, but I do know that there's been a lot of talk about Singularity 6 dropping this roadmap. And I mean, again, sorry, I do have the job and the athletic thing that I do, so having time to check out all of the updates for my favorite game is a little tough. But if I'm able to check it out whenever it drops, and maybe I'll also tell you my opinion on it. But I'm a little concerned about the animal part, only because, like, well, oh, there's more gold. Only because I feel like I'm gonna want to do it, but I'm also feeling like it's gonna take a lot of my time, and then it's gonna be like, okay, so how do I do all of this, and then also roam around and collect everything, and then also go to the Elderwood and explore and do all the fun things up there and get new relics and stuff, right? Like, how am I gonna do all of this? I don't know, but I'm excited for the challenge. That's for sure. All right, guys. Um, Thanks for roaming around the map with me and trying to figure out, like where are the things that you're going to need in order to sustain your play, in order to bolster it up to where you're not like, yeah, it's time to play it, and then you're like, I have I have no bags. I have no arrows. I have nothing. So yeah, don't forget to pick up those things and not just sell them because they're common, because that's what a lot of people do is they just sell them and then they're like, "No!" Or or they're like me during the first part of the game and had like 400 sundrop lilies and everything, right? And then I stopped collecting them because I didn't want them because I had so many. And then I made them all into arrows and then I had none. I'm like, wait a second, why have I stopped collecting them? It's like, ah, right? You got to figure out what moderation is. But all right, well, until next week, maybe I'll come up with another topic to talk about, but I'll see you then. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming back to my channel.